Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here to show you my design team project for November for Medieval Mirage. I used her Medieval Fragments is the kit that I used. So yeah, I just tore some fabric and it's frayed at the edges there here. And this is one of those little books that we've been working on because I made 3 of them at the same time. So as you can see, it's got the medieval fragments around here. This is just a piece that it was in my stash, and that is from Dreams Etc. And there's some like burlap fabric there from Vintage Polka Dot Shop. And then these are the little tags. They've all been backed, and I put pieces here, and this is Tailor-Made Journals, and this one is from Dreaming Hearts Company. So I'll have links to all the stuff that I use in the description box. Some of the Santas are from Tailor-Made Journals on these, and others are just from my stash of stuff that I've got and had for years. So and then there's the little carriage that's from Tim Holtz and Tailor-Made Journals and Dreaming Hearts Company. And this is Tailor-Made Journals. This is Mrs. Cogs. And you can see all the beautiful, sorry, I'm not doing a very good job, but beautiful paper in the Medieval Fragments. Joff doesn't really have like a Christmas digi, but I love this Medieval Fragments digi because it's got the greens and the red in it. There's other colors in the digi as well. It's just that I use those to do Christmas journals, and I just really love the way that ends up looking. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing. So, and that's that beautiful Medieval Fragments, and this is too, and that's one of the more plain pages. It looks like parchment paper. You can see like the folded edge of it there. I just added a piece of scrapbook paper down here for some color. And then this is also a Medieval Fragment. She's got lots of these frames. So if you look at the other side of this, you can see that's the other side of the frame. So those frames are super cool to, you know, have as a whole page and then put something in the center if you want, or you could write in the center. So that's kind of fun. And then it's just got more of her paper there. And then this is just regular parchment paper. And this is tea-dye paper and Medieval Fragments and some ledger and just tea-dye from Melody. And then it just goes like that. So this is just a little writing. It's not like a large journal at all. And that's the Medieval Fragments again. This is a piece of Tim Holtz fabric here. And then I also have in these pockets that are in the top here, there's another long tag for writing. And as you can see, it's all Santa Claus, like old Victorian style Santa Clauses. I just love that with the Medieval Mirage paper. I just think it's beautiful. And this is that digital design company that I've used, and I'll link it because I can never say the name right on that one, but it'll be in the description box below the video because he's got some really cool background papers that sort of look like, I mean, he's got all different ones, like some that look bohemian, and he's even got some medieval ones, and then there's Celtic, but they kind of have that Florentine, you know, look to them, like Florentine paper a little bit. At least that's what they remind me of when you use them with this stuff. So they really have that vintage look, and that's same with Medieval Mirage. It's just so vintage looking, and I just love it. I love the kind of elegance of this Medieval Fragments digital. It just really brings out that kind of old world look to me that I just really like that. So anyway, that's that little journal, and that will go in my shop. So hopefully by the time this video goes up, it'll be on there. So today I thought we could work on this one. It's taken me longer than I thought. I thought these would go together, you know, like fast, but really there's a lot of steps with all the tags and backing tags and, you know, just all that. It just takes a bit. So anywho, hope you guys are doing awesome. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. So what more can you ask, right? I know everybody's kind of fed up with the quarantining situation, it seems like we're all going into more quarantine, which I don't totally agree with, but especially because we do have more medicines now. But I'm not the person to ask, so anyways, this is Dreams, etc. I'm struggling with that. So that one's Dreams, etc. It's such a cute Santa, and I shrunk it down a little bit because you can get it printed pretty big. And I keep forgetting to check what company these are from, but it'll be in the description box. I just keep forgetting. I know I did that in the last video too, that I did where I had those out. And then this is from Mrs. Coggs. And if I do forget to list anything in my description box and you're looking for it, just ask me and I will get that to you. Gets a little nutty around this time of the year for sure. Not that that's an excuse. I'm just dingy, so that's really what the issue is. But okay, so this is a piece of avocado dye doily, and I got this from Denise at Wonderbar Crafts, and I think she will hopefully be back soon. I miss her so much, and have some more lovely avocado dye in her shop. She does have her avocado dye digi, so if you're just looking for some of her paper, that works great. But she doesn't have the doilies, obviously. So yeah, she's had a whole lot going on the last couple of years. Some of it good, some of it not good. So it's just one of those things. Well, that's probably going to be me after the first year. I'm probably going to have quite a bit going on. And of course, I'll try to keep up with videos. I just may end up doing like 3 a week. Eventually, I have got to learn Photoshop because, you know, my son can't do that forever. And it's just something that I need to do. So after we get the floors done, I'll probably have to work on that a bit, and so that'll probably take a couple days a week. And I know I said I was going to do that a while back, and I did start it, and I did do the bee journal digi, but then I quit doing it, so basically I'm going to probably have to start all over again. Because with COVID, you know, I've wanted to do more videos so that hopefully people have something to watch that they enjoy and brings them a little joy. But yeah, unfortunately I don't make, I make pennies per video basically. So this can't be my only thing I do, because I, you know, just don't make any money doing it. And I know that, you know, money is not the only thing, but unfortunately I do have to pay bills, so that is that. So I need to keep working on making my shop better and all those kind of things. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to go back to work. Because it's a real life struggle. I mean, you guys are awesome. Don't get me wrong. And I love doing videos. It's just, I got to be able to pay the bills. So this one's going to go here. If I was quicker at some of this, then I would be better off, but it's just tricky. Merry and Bright, that's cute. It's a cute cover. Okay, and then tags. We're going to do our tags with different things. Let's do this great big one first, because I'm thinking this one Santa with the paintbrush, oh, he's going to hang off. Darn. I really wanted him on there. And this one can go, but it's just a little smaller. It's hard to find stuff that's long. Like, that's been one of my biggest struggles with getting these done, is finding stuff that's long. Like those Santas that I used on the Medieval Mirage one, they were perfect because they're those long Victorian ones. But you know, if you want some different styles, you don't obviously want them all to be the same. And it's hard to find stuff that is long enough. I'm wondering, let's use a different ruler. What? We'll try. I don't know if I'll succeed here, but let's try it. Let's try this. Try to get at least a few, like, words, whole words there. So when you get these We Are Memory Keepers tear guide rulers, you get a set of 3. It's just, I use the deckled edge the most, obviously, because, yeah, see, this is, it doesn't really want to rip in those little divots is the thing. Like, it's definitely sharp enough to tear it, but you just got to go really slow. That's, I just don't really use those, and that's why. Because see, now I've got all these weird little doodads. Yeah, when I first got them and after I showed them, a lot of people ask me why I don't use the other ones. And I think it's just because that's real tricky to get the look that you want in a tear. Like in a cut is one thing, but in a tear it's another. I guess you could go like around it with an X-Acto blade. I don't know. But that sort of defeats the purpose of a tear ruler. And they're probably not meant to be perfect, but... Okay, so I'm going to take it all the way to the top, like that. And, oh, I don't want that one. This ledger is from a different, that's a scrapbooking paper, that's not a digi. Pretty much in this little pocket journal thingy I did, there aren't any digis, except I did use Gail Augustinelli's, some of her lace and some of her, I think it was tea dye or eco dye, or I can't remember which one, but I'll link that as well. But yeah, so I'll take a little bit more off of that. Yeah, and I got the main stack, this one at Hobby Lobby, and the other ones that I've used I got at Joann. So, but I mean, use what you have. You don't have to have these ones to make these. You can, you know, use any Christmas digis or scrapbook papers or whatever that you have. And just have fun with it. I want to tear that back side a little. Somebody was asking me how I use the tear ruler, you know, to make it work. And really the trick is the pressure that you put on here. And you have to put quite a bit of pressure wherever you're tearing, and you kind of want to try to tear straight down. A tendency is to kind of tear out, and that makes the paper move out from under the ruler. So if you can, I've messed up loads, but see how I try to go down and I move down, especially on these long sheets like this. If it's a shorter sheet, I can usually hold top and bottom and tear and it works fine, but on those longer ones you gotta kind of move with it or it just pulls out from under the ruler, and that's how you get that weird, you know, not straight kind of tear. Not that my tears are ever really straight, but you know what I'm saying. How did I do that again? Now I'm gonna have to cut that. Good. It's fine. I'll just cut it after. Yeesh. So yeah, that's a very good question though, because it did take me a while to kind of play with that and figure it out, but I use it almost daily. So, but I just did it the other in like video, was it yesterday or the day before? I just pulled it right out from under there. It just happens because it's tricky, and your brain wants to do one thing and it needs to have another thing done. So yeah. Okay. Oh, and the other thing somebody asked me about is this. So this isn't anything that I bought as far as the two pieces together. This is just one of those needle, knitting needle covers, you know, for the tips of your knitting needle so you don't get poked by them. And then I've just stuck one of these little stick pins. It's actually the pin that comes with the, well, it's not going to come out of there now. But anyway, it's got the little bulb on the tip, you know, the little red knob on the tip. And so I just stuck that up inside, and you might kind of be able to see the red in there. That's all it is. And then I just stick it in here. It just helps me keep track of my needle because I lose those. They go rolling off the table or whatever. So it just helps me to keep track of it a little bit better. And it seems to not take off on me quite as bad that way too, which is helpful. I feel like it needs something else with this. This is tricky with this. Maybe some music paper. I wish I had some Christmas music paper. I need to go get a digi that has Christmas music because that would be good. I mean, this music is religious music, so that's I mean, that's what Christmas is, right? But yeah, I just wish I had some of those like actual Christmas songs. I just need to go get one of those. I just forget to do that until I get doing this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to get paper, but I'm a dingling, so okay, we need like some words or something, and I have everything scattered all over the place. I really need to go through all my like embellishments and things and get them together, but it probably won't happen because it's that time of the year where chaos seems to reign in my life. Oh, these would be fun. These numbers from AJeweldDesign would be cute. Is that a 25? Probably used up all my 25s, right? I know I saw that. Joey's cute too. I don't know, there's so much already with words on there. You know, I saw a 25 this morning. I'm sorry. He's way too huge. See, that's the size of those. If you just print them the size that they come, they're giant. I could use that one too. That's from my digi. Ah, that one's kind of huge, but see, the problem is I sit and I cut this stuff and then I put it in a bag, you know, while I'm cutting it, and then I never take it out of the bags and sort it. I do this to myself, so 'tis my fault. I think probably, I like the big one, but I think it might be too big. Maybe not. That might be kind of fun. I don't know about the joy. I don't know if it's bringing me joy. I don't think I like the joy. Some people like, ah, and other people like, oh, good. Yeah, we can still have Thanksgiving here. I've gotten a lot of you mentioning, you know, you can't because you're in stage 4 or whatever of lockdown, and I'm so sorry for those of you that don't get to spend time with your families. It's just crazy. But anyway, but we can't have more than 10 people, which in our family is no big deal because there's just going to be 6 of us at the moment, so that are going to be here for dinner anyway. Sorry, my throat is just froggy today. But yeah, so that's not a problem for us, but I know for a lot of people that is a problem. I'm sorry for that. But I know it's, you know, it's a real problem because like we just lost a friend to COVID. So I'm not denying it or downplaying it. It's just I don't think that we can all just hide from it either. I think in some ways you gotta, there's a lot of things you could die from is what I'm trying to say, I guess. And I kind of think it causes more problems keeping everybody locked in their houses for, I mean, some people have been locked in their houses for 8 months. That's insanity in my opinion. But I don't rule the world, so. That's just too long. Too long. Oh, I'm going to go this way. I keep trying to turn it that other way for some reason. I'm going to crunch it a little bit. It's pretty quiet around here today, you might have noticed. I thought I'm going to do a video before everybody gets home from school, work, etc., etc. It's one of my days where I don't have everybody. I mean, my cats are always here, so you never know what you might hear out of them, but everybody else is occupied at the moment. Can't decide how I want him. I think he's supposed to go kind of like that, so. What song are you singing in your head when you look at him? Jolly old St. Nicholas, right? At least that's what he makes me sing. That's kind of fun. I know I did a bunch of these the other day, but a snowflake might be kind of fun. I think it was all the black or something. I mean, you know, he's got like black boots and stuff, but let's just do a snowflake. Even though joy definitely fits his happy little smiley face, but it wasn't big enough. The word, something about it I didn't like. That is so the fun part of Christmas that I miss. I mean, in some ways I miss it, in some ways I don't, because trying to hide, you know, stuff from kids and all that, and do the whole Santa thing is tricky, but I miss it. It was fun doing that. So then I'll put a piece of, you know, fabric up there at the top, so I'm just going to set that one aside, and I'll get this one out, and we'll do something fun with it. I know I'm kind of skipping all over between different kinds of journals, but it's kind of what I gotta do right now. And these are just doilies from the dollar store. I wonder if the red one would look better, because this is a weird color of red that they put on that. I don't know where I put the red ones. Oh, I wanted to say, because Nan, you're so cute in your note. You said you didn't do good on the collage of this. I think it's awesome. It's so cute. Don't you guys think that's adorable? I think you did great, Nan. I think you're too hard on yourself, because that is super duper cute. I love it. And I thank you for sending it to me because it's adorable. Yeah, I read her note. She's so, so sweet. Thank you for the recipes, by the way. I'll be trying one today, I think, so I'll let you know. But, I really hate it when I rip those wrong, because then it bugs me. And this one's too big. I think I'll cut it. Sorry. I'm just looking at that. I like the holly on there. But yeah, I think she did awesome on it. Very sweet lady. And Nan has been with me for a very long time, if not from the beginning, pretty close. So she's a very nice lady. She sent me awesome book page folded Christmas ornaments. Not last year, but the year before. Very awesome. She's very good at that. So even if you think you're not good at collaging, which I think you did great, you're definitely good at that book folding thing, because those were amazing. I had loads of people ask if she had a shop. She doesn't, but when I showed that Happy Mail, lots of people wanted to buy those. Because they're super cute. But I love that tag. I think it's great. If I ever do a cooking journal, I will put it in there. So sticky. That's the only problem with those, is they're so sticky. Let's see. Oh, these elves are cute too. I like this guy, but he's just not really big enough. Yeah, these long skinny tags, and I will tell you, I know lots of people have said they're tricky, like real tricky. He'd be cute reading his little list there. I don't know if I have anything to put with that. I should check those other words. I have blue paper still over here because I've been doing all three of these. It's bad. Let's see. Here's one of these maybe. Red Christmas cheer. Let's see if there's any. Oh, naughty or nice, that would be cute. Yeah, there's something very difficult about the long skinny tags, I think. I remember, I can't remember if it was Rachel or Gail saying that too, about doing long and skinny things. Naughty or nice. I'm thinking a lot of us may have been naughty this year. I know that I've had a few choice words this year. I mean, honestly, has it not just been, just stop, I'm done. Stop the ride, I want to get off. That's all I can say. Never in my life. The stuff that has gone on. If you'd have told me when I was a teenager that the stuff that has gone on is going to go on, and the stuff that continues to go on, I just would be like, whatever, you're crazy. It's going to lightly kind of try to go over this because it's pretty well with the white. Oh, I totally missed that section right there. But yeah. Thank goodness for crafting. What would we have all done without crafting, I'm going to say. Probably definitely have to put me away by this point in time. Because it has been a lifesaver for sure. For I think a lot of people. Just having an outlet, even, you know, even not this kind of crafting, but other kind of crafting. I think it just really helps. Or, you know, any type of, like if you go for walks or you run or, you know, any of that kind of stuff that gets you out and about, I think is important too. This needs so much more. I cannot. This is hard. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's just been wow. And that's the nice way to put it. Naughty or nice. So yeah, I'd have to say I probably have been a bit naughty. I kind of think I should have printed these out bigger. I don't want more words. Let's see. Get my junky box out. The junky junk. Could put a piece of music. At the forge. I don't know if that doesn't really work. Are you guys yelling at me yet? You probably should be. I want more words. Sorry, I know you can't. I'm just digging through my junky box. That is a disaster. Oh, I need a bigger one of those. I know I've got a bigger one in my computer files, but it doesn't really help me right now. I don't know what is happening outside those pops. We hear those a lot, and it could be hunting, I don't know, but there's a lake near us where people hunt. Oh, that would kind of work. Yeah, let's do that. That's already maize, and I'm not exactly sure. That one might be in Tailor-Made Journals, is where that particular one came from. I think a lot of people have that in digis. That's even in one of mine. It's in my letters to Santa on one of the pages. I don't have it as necessarily just a piece by itself, but see, we all end up using the same images when we're doing digis because there's only so many images in the public domain. So it's kind of like, you know, you just have to use what's there. I mean, everybody does like different kinds of things. It's just that if you ever wonder why you see the same images quite frequently, that's why. Sometimes you hit a jackpot and find some that nobody else has used yet, but rare. It's just kind of the way it is. If I had some, like, what do you call them? Christmas stamps. That would be another good thing. So if you've got Christmas, like, postage stamps, this would be good to do this with. I'm going to crinkle this one a little bit. I like it this way better. Don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I don't know why. Sometimes when people ask why I do certain things or whatever, it's kind of like, I don't know. That's just the way I do it. Okay. That's my clock, if you're wondering. I know a lot of you are probably used to it, but if you're new, that's what it is. Okay, wow, that's kind of a hodgepodge. I don't know how great that is, but I mean, he's cute, so that's all that really matters, right? The Santa's cute. And I'll sew around this too. Okay, oh man, it's already been 36 minutes. I feel like I haven't done anything. See, this is the problem. I think these things will go quickly, and they never do. Because I get doping around with stuff. Instead of using stuff that's already cut out or whatever, I end up making life difficult on myself. I just want a piece. It's easiest also, this is another trick with this tear ruler, if you're tearing on a piece of paper that has a lot more sticking out this direction when you hold it down for pressure, it works no problem. The problem comes when you're trying to do these edges. So really you just have to move down the ruler. That's all I can say. I don't, it's just, it's tricky. It is. Because believe me, still, all the time, I mess it up. I feel like I'm just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Maybe we should put it on this side this time, you know. Think outside the box. And this is scrapbook paper, and I actually have no idea where I got this one. I wish I did, because I really love this. It reminds me of picking. And, yeah, wish I knew where I got that one, but it was just in my giant stack of paper. I have one of those shelves that have, you know, the slats all the way up to put paper on that I got when I was scrapbooking. And so it's just basically full of all the random paper that was left over from scrapbooking. So I go through it periodically and see if there's anything I can get used up. And found that in there and wished there was more of it. Because that's a good one. Why don't we tear the top? And then just tear a little bit off. That'll work, and then we'll just cut that other end. I was going to cut both ends, but I like the torn look better. That's been another lifesaver, I know, for a lot of people, at least if you can get out, like, you know, my husband and I went a lot this summer riding our side-by-side, and thank heavens for that, because that was super nice to get out and do. I know a lot of people can't really do that or whatever, but if you can, it's, and you're stuck in a state that is in total lockdown, that might be a helpful thing to do, is just get out and do something fun outside. I know around here this summer a lot of people were you know, riding quads and stuff out in the mountains, because at least out there you're essentially, like, it was mostly just my husband and I, and we sometimes pass people or whatever, but for the most part you're just yourselves, so you don't have to worry about masks and things, which is nice. He's so cute. I want to use him. I just don't have anything tall. Tall is just not, because see, then it's too wide if it's tall enough. That one's cute. He's giving Mrs. Claus a kitty cat. Maybe I'll do that one. I don't know. I just don't know. Just a little bit of this. I don't like that. Hold on. I'm going to pause the camera for a minute and try to find my red doilies. I'll be right back. Okay, found them. And they were, you know, if they were a snake, they would have bit me. So, right next to me. I don't know why I didn't see them the first time I looked for them. Yeah, you know. Never a dull moment, right? In the land of the dingy. Feels like there's another. Oh, there is. Very happy I did not tear it. I'm going to start my little clock again. It's the only way I can keep track of how long I've been jabbering at you guys. In all my dingy splendor. After all that, I don't think I like it. Isn't that just the way of it? I do have this. Everything's so up and down. I don't know. Finding it tricky. I do like that. So, after all that, I'm not even going to use the stinking doily. Okay. But I did cut these little things out so you guys didn't have to watch, so that was probably a plus. You can tell these were part of probably an old card because they kind of get cut off there and there. But, you know, it's not a big deal. If you want the vintage images, that's kind of the way it goes. I got looking on Pinterest the other day at, you know, Santas and stuff like that, and some of those old pictures of kids with Santa like on his lap or whatever. Oh my gosh, are those not terrifying? I just laugh because it's like, and the kids are always like screaming their heads off, and it's like, do you blame them? Look at that thing. It doesn't even look like a Santa. You guys, if you haven't looked on Pinterest at those, that will give you much entertainment and smiles. So I advise it because we all need that right now. I mean, you're not smiling because you like to see these children terrified, but it's just too funny. Like, you can't help but laugh because it's just ridiculous. I got a few decent pictures of my kids with Santa, but generally, yeah, they did not love that. So we just really didn't do it a whole lot because I think kids are kind of just scared of that whole thing. I mean, it is a stranger, regardless of whether it's Santa or not. It's just scary for them. It's really kind of horrible that we do that. I wish I had mistletoe. That would have been cute. I think I want special delivery up at the top, though. And this could go like down here, maybe. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Something like that. I might use art glitter glue to make sure that stays down on the lace. So I have loved hearing about all of your guys's like recipes and what you're doing for Thanksgiving. Although I don't love hearing that people are sad because they don't get to see their families. That's not what I mean. That's awful. But just, you know, some of the traditions that you have or things that you traditionally eat and stuff that I've not ever heard of before, which is awesome. I love hearing that, because then that's another, you know, thing I can go look up and see if that's something I want to try making, because that's always fun. But I do like to cook when I have time and can decide what I want to cook. That's usually the biggest problem. But, you know. My phone's just going to ring off the hook. I mean, you can't hear it. I finally figured out how to turn it off. I got a different phone. And, yeah, so you can just... I am technologically challenged. I will be the first to tell you, so... That's why some problems, if you've ever contacted me to find out about how to, like, if you had a digi that didn't work right or something. I mean, if it's something we did wrong, then definitely I will fix it. But sometimes I don't. I try to help people, or I have my son help them is usually what I end up doing, because I want to help. I just stink at it. Like, I don't know. And it's really hard to know what somebody else's computer's, you know, doing at the moment, or even what kind of setup they have. So it's always very tricky when there's digi dilemmas. But don't ever think I don't want to help, because I do. I just don't, not very good at it. All right, so that's what we got. We got these two and the large one, so that's not too bad. And both of these, I'll probably finish this little journal up today, and then, you know, I'll show it to you guys in my next video, and then I'll put this one and the Medieval Mirage one in my shop. So if you're interested in those, the winter one has a home, so that one's not available. But these two, where did I put the Medieval Mirage one? Oh, it's right here next to me. Oh my gosh, Amy. So both of these will be available in my shop, and I'll finish this one off. I'll come back and show it so you know what it looks like. But anyway. All right, we will chat again soon. Thank you so much for all of your support, and like I said, sharing your, you know, recipes and your family traditions, and just I so appreciate you guys. You make this so fun, and that's why I love to do it. So thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.